Hey everyone, welcome. I am live on Facebook, Twitter, I believe Twitch, as well as LinkedIn for the first time. I got my LinkedIn live approval this past week, and so we are live on my LinkedIn profile today. We have a show we do on Thursdays, and that show consists of Mark Steele and myself, Dan Ray, talking about different aspects of live video. And so I am pleased to have LinkedIn Live now myself. I have set up a system here to share some video from my LinkedIn. Let's go ahead and do this. And you should be able to see my feed here. So we'll take a look at my post. I have to refresh this. There we go, activity. We'll take a look at a couple posts that I did. Here we go. I asked what tips you'd like to see. PowerPoint was number 1. Teams was number 2. Excel was number 3. And Windows was a distant 4th. So without further ado, let's head over to PowerPoint and talk about a couple tips or tricks that I have discovered in the application. I'm on a Mac, so these tips will be Mac specific in some cases, and I will try to mention that here on the stream. I'm also taking a look on my phone to see if I can see the comments from the phone perspective. Let's see if that's going to work for me or not. You can see the streaming, see the destinations, but I don't see the feed there. So we're going to head over to LinkedIn to see if I can keep up to speed there on what's going on. Okay. So we're in PowerPoint for the Mac, and Mac has specific fonts. One of my favorites that I've discovered is this. And what I realized was this particular font, because it's Mac specific, doesn't work on the PC. So if I take this and make changes to this new font that I've discovered and that I like, maybe my YouTube channel for TipTuesday, and I resize that, whatever else I do to change the color, these fonts will be changed back to the defaults on a PC because they're not supported. But one thing I discovered with a copy and paste function is I do have paste options on the Mac to actually paste as picture. And then this becomes a photo of the font that would still be correct on a PC or on a Mac. And because it's a photo, it gets a little grainy if I resize it. So I'd want it the size that I plan to use. But then this would stay even when I'm on a PC using PowerPoint. Well, one of the other things I learned about PowerPoint was that as you are using PowerPoint and you have different layers. So let's say I take a screenshot on a Mac. That's the Command key, Shift, and 4 to take a portion of the screen. Maybe I want to take a portion of the upper right here. And then I hit Command V to paste. Oh, it doesn't show up in the, it's not in the most recent used. It goes to the desktop by default. So here's my screenshot. So I insert that and I Control V. And now I've got a screenshot as well as some other elements on the screen. And maybe I want to take another screenshot of my copy and paste procedure. So I show my paste menu here, hit Command Shift 4 to grab that menu specifically. And then I insert that photo as well. Pictures from file, second photo. Well, these are going to overlap each other. And by default, it might work the way I intend. Like if I set this up for an animation, I say this should appear first, and then my second picture should appear second, and it covers up the first. This might look pretty good. Here's my first picture, and then here's my second picture, but you can see that I can still see the edges of the other picture. And if for whatever reason these were in the wrong order, so the second picture is behind the first picture, that's one of the things I had to learn in PowerPoint. That took me a while. And where you can see this or make adjustments to this is under Arrange and looking at the selection pane. So if I'm trying to figure out which picture is which, I can actually remove the pictures to see content with the eyedropper. Different things like the rectangles and the picture of my text versus the text itself. And then it becomes a little easier to figure out the layers, like making sure this stays on top of everything as opposed to behind it. I can just reorder that so it always stays on top of my content. And while I am looking at this, I'll need to take a quick pause because my wife is trying to contact me. So I will be right back with a LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch tip that incorporates PowerPoint and Microsoft Teams, the second most popular item that was voted by you on LinkedIn. I'll be right back.